Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with the update. For the crew who is actually interested, yesterday was day 0 of my giving up weed, right? And I didn't make it, right? It was never an expectation that I was going to quit cold turkey. I was quite clear about that. But I wound up smoking 2 bowls yesterday instead of just the one that I had planned. It's not the biggest setback in the world, and it allowed me to look at a couple of things more objectively than I normally do, so that's a good thing. There were some definite physiological effects right now. For context, when I began this channel, I would wake up, smoke a bowl, start recording. In the last year or so, I have waited until I was done recording to even start to smoke. And so I had already cut myself back well past half of what I was smoking before. And again, for context, a year ago I was smoking a gram a day. Now it's about half a gram a day, which most people are going to be like, how are you even doing that? Because it is such a small amount. I have an extremely efficient system, right? So I can stretch weed like nobody else can. But there were definite physiological effects. By noon, I was definitely feeling I really want to smoke, right? My mouth was more cottony than it is when I smoke weed. My anxiety was higher, but not to unmanageable degrees. The pain, which was, by the way, the whole reason that I started smoking as much as I did, was not as bad as I was expecting at all. Now, I'm taking ibuprofen, so there is some anti-inflammatory stuff, right? I'm not going completely without anything, but it definitely made a difference. One of the things that I am noticing today is my voice is a lot rougher today than it was yesterday, or that it has been in the last couple of weeks. That can be because I'm not smoking, although that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It can be because we are very much in the middle of pollen season here in Louisiana. Everything is blooming, and my allergies are existent. So some of this may be that, some of it may be the weed, I don't know. I really thought, honestly, that it was going to get better not smoking than it is with smoking. But I smoked significantly less yesterday, and my voice is definitely worse today. And again, that can be allergies. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'm a lot more fidgety, right? I move a lot more. I'm not seeing any of the tremors or anything come back. I'm not seeing any of that. Most of the anxiety is simply because I don't have a lot to do, right? Once I do my videos, I do my edits, I do my uploads, and that takes a long time. I take care of my house and I do that, but that's later in the day. In the idle time between, I used to smoke weed and play video games. And so I was a little bit anxious with not feeling like I normally do, but that may be a good thing. Overall, physiologically, it wasn't that bad. It's not like getting off of opioids or even alcohol or anything like that, right? The shits, shakes, and sweats, non-existent. I did not sleep as well last night as I was expecting, right? The reason I was smoking in the evening was so that I could sleep. That turned out to not be a thing. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I didn't have enough THC in my system to sleep like I normally do, but it was definitely a night of rolling and tossing and turning, which is definitely unusual for me. But I did smoke before I went to sleep, right? So I'm not entirely sure why that particular thing did, especially since what I smoked is my go-to-sleep concoction. Like, there are different varieties of the herb, if you're unaware. Some of them wake you up and make you do, and some of them sit you down and make you sleep. I did the one that makes you sleep, and I did not sleep, so there's that. But overall, I'm not disappointed in how it went yesterday. I was fully expecting to be anxious. I was fully expecting to have cravings. I was fully expecting to have some symptoms. And while I did have symptoms, it was definitely not shit, shakes, and sweats. And so that's golden, right? I went through opioid withdrawal. I went through a couple other drugs withdrawals. And so I am fully aware that it could have been a lot worse. I'm aware that it may get worse as I move forward because I am going to be tapering off, right? This is more of a tolerance break type situation than anything. I do not plan on completely quitting, but it is important to note there are things that are actually affecting me. This is a guide and a recording, kind of, for me, but also for the members of the crew who are interested. Some of y'all are contemplating this, want to know what you would go through. This is going to be that, right? We're going to talk about that. Overall, again, not disappointed in the way that it went. I'm going to try and make it one bowl today. It may wind up being two. We'll see how it goes. I am flexible on this, right? This is not like powder, where it's, you could very well die if you continue. This is more of a life quality type of situation. I want to see how I can function without it because it's been a very long time for physical reasons which are no longer really in the mix. If you're unaware, I'm also going through a health journey, right? Most of you probably know that if you're that far in this video. And I'm running for the first time in 2 decades or so. I've had to scale back significantly for that, for reasons, right? Like, you go through my power of perspective and intention video, and I talk about how I had to change my perspective in order to walk. Well, in order to run, I have to change that particular perspective back. And I am weak on my left side. And because I am weak on my left side, my hip's not acting quite right, and I have to do some strengthening exercises. So I'm taking a significant hit back on that. And the reason I bring that up is because the ibuprofen is more for my hip than my back. That is a miracle, right? If you are familiar with my story at all, I used to wake up every single day at least a 7. It is significantly less than that now. My overall living condition is significantly less pain. If I attempt to go outside of my box, like if I stretch my arms out and try to pick something up, I'm going to hurt myself. If I turn too far in either direction, I'm going to hurt myself. But even those things are getting better. And so this whole process is part of a get healthier process, including the stop smoking, right? I eat well. I exercise regularly, even when it hurts. And I take care of myself physically and spiritually as well as I can. And the letting go of the weed for a while is that, right? I don't expect to always never smoke. I do not ever want to give the impression that I am completely quitting, right? I like weed. It's to me, it's like taking a drink with a lot less health repercussions. And so I do plan on picking it back up farther down the road, recreationally, not functionally, as it has been for the last 15 years. Hopefully for those of you who are interested, this was a little bit enlightening and not too confusing. If you have anything to add or if you have any questions, drop them in the box down below. You know I am an open book. I will tell you whatever you want to know. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pitt State. Peace.